I was like, all right, I'm gonna roll a blunt and enjoy the fucking ketamine with the weed and shit. And I took that shit and I was like, what the fuck? Why the fuck can't I feel my legs? Like, and I'm like
I
looking at
didn't
my
mean to
tray.
laugh, but I meant to laugh.
And like it was so fucking weird, bro. Like I was like sitting there thinking like, okay, I can roll the blunt. So if I come to the tray and then like immediately my brain was like, I can roll the blunt. But I don't know why I couldn't like think past that thought. I was just like, yeah, I can roll the blunt. I can do it right now. And I'm like looking at the tray and shit like, oh yeah, I was rolling the blunt. Like,
Oh
oh, that's what I
yeah,
was.
I forgot. I just did that just now.
And
I
then the
just
fucking
did that.
it would loop back around to me being like, why can't I fucking feel my body? Why can't I feel my legs? I'm sitting there and then fucking I start to come down from the ketamine and I just look at the tray and shit and I'm just like, okay, I gotta roll all this, do that first because this drug basically makes you stupid.
And then he said, "Wait, but wait, why can't I feel my body?" Just go into that one again.
I didn't know what people like. I had an idea what people meant like by cloud walking and shit, and like you're disassociated and stuff like. But I didn't know it was gonna be like that. Like that shit was like stupid strong, and
Yeah.
it's like even though I was like disconnected from my body, there's like this like template that your energy always flows through regardless. It's like you can think inside of that little template.
Oh yeah.
If that makes sense. True
Cloud
life
what?
story.
Cloud walking. I
Yeah,
ain't
that
never
shit
even
was
heard of that.
shit's fucking nice. Like I don't know, it's not like the point of the drug, but like when you do it and you experience the little cloud walk, that shit's fire as fuck. It's like you ever seen like them people from cartoons and shit that they stay stiff-legged and they like waddle left and right and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I low-key had to do that. Like I had to like grab my actual fucking feet and my like knees and I had to like oh fuck, like I had to actually fucking like move my knees and shit to like see if I could feel them and stuff. And I was like, okay, the fact that I can't really like move my legs at all, I'm gonna just like fucking lift my knees with this. And I tried doing that shit and I just laid on the ground. I was like, yeah,
Damn.
I can't move. I gotta accept the fact that I took too much.
I'm gonna just lay back and just let this happen, whatever it is.
Yeah, that shit confused me. It still confuses me. Like fucking ketamine, weird ass fucking drug.
Yeah, I got some. I just won't do it.
Do it for the live, true.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. What if it feel too good?
it don't feel like
I
anything.
heard that's what it do.
What if it just feel too good and you get like you fall into the K hole instantly? Like I'm
That's
like I don't need too much of anything these days.
Yeah.
All it takes is a little bit and I'm there.
it's dangerous for people that have like I guess like are very introverted and shit. Like, cause whatever euphoria is, I don't consider it like the stimulation and feeling good or some shit, but like what you get from ketamine, that like disconnectedness and feeling like you are like separate from everything, and like you're just gone. Time starts to dilate and shit. You're like alone with your thoughts. Even though it's been 15 minutes, it feels like 3 hours and shit. So like someone who's introverted as fuck, like they could throw their whole lives away for that shit. You feel me?
Oh yeah, I, yeah. I ain't gonna do
Or like depression also.
it.
With
Not right now. Not right now. I ain't scared of it. I just I'm cool.
it's like it reminds me, or like, actually ever since I first took it, like it kind of showed me like another sense of like why do you overthink to begin with? Like that's kind of just there to make you like remind yourself that you are thinking to begin with and shit. And I'm just like sitting there like what the fuck? Like oh, anxiety is just like fucking thoughts that are very strong and you
Yeah,
kind of like you're like, hey, you might be right.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just sitting there like I don't need to consider these things that are trying to convince me. It's like a more of a mechanism that's there for the mind, like nature wise. Like anxiety needs to be there for a whole another reason, but you can ignore that bitch. Like
yeah. You don't have to. You man, we begin to make the thoughts reality.
yeah,
You feel me? Like them voices get to talking, like we act like these voices ain't been talking in our head. They've been talking since the beginning of time.
I swear.
They saying all kind of shit. Man, pick that up. You should smoke that. You should do this. That motherfucker been saying all that shit for the longest. But
It's like
some people connected to it, to those different entities or whatever you want to call them that be talking in there, they get connected like ooh wee on another level to where that thing and it's crazy because I don't even want to say that because that thing that be in there talking it influence everybody's life because
yeah,
it's something talking to all of us. It's probably it's you, but I'm just saying it's other shit too.
the entourage. Like you can't help that you're divine as shit, so you had to find a way to sort it all out so you can like humble yourself. So,
Yeah,
fuck.
like we were saying, man, we are legion, man. I am legion myself. Every word letter that come out my mouth then was written and made by somebody else that passed it down on and on and on and on and
You're just the messenger.
that's it. That's it. Just the messenger. So it's like, I'm gonna think like this. No, I'm gonna think like this. I'm gonna think like that. Like these thoughts just be fooling us constantly. Like
Yeah.
man, I, and I hate to even be like this because I'm like at that point to where I'm just like tired of everything. It's all bullshit to me these days. It's all bullshit. I don't care what
Literally.
you.
What'd you say, Allie?
Well, yeah, which same shit, different fract.
Oh God. But the other day I was like thinking stupid heavy and shit. I was just like everything seems like a fucking controlled chaos at the moment. It's like whatever like life is and shit for me is like you ever working on some shit and then you take a break like oh, I'm gonna drink a fucking soda or some shit before I get back to this putting this fucking table together. It feels like to me life just sat back and it's like and it's like analyzing everything like everything is so clear to me and shit but like you said it's just like all bullshit to me. Like I keep going into certain like thoughts and shit that
Yeah.
are about my life and I'm just like okay I see this and this and that but it's like it's bullshit like it's fucking like I like I'm playing my role and shit. You feel me? And like the only thing that like really matters to me on a bigger sense is like my fucking dreams and my goals and shit. But like every like the fucking role I'm playing in society and around other people and shit, like I have to deal with a lot of people that are speaking straight bullshit. And it's like, do
Yeah.
you even know that you're speaking straight bullshit? Like who sent
Nah.
you?
Look. The cold thing about it is, right? Like we'll go. Stop speaking your bullshit and speak my bullshit, cause my
Yeah,
bullshit is better than yours.
my bro, my bullshit got you can grow a tree from my bullshit.
You feel me?
Yo,
My
bull.
bullshit is so much better than that bullshit you got. So start speaking my bullshit, cause if you ain't speaking my bullshit, then your bullshit ain't shit. And it's like nobody's bullshit is shit, but then we can make it seem like it is, and it sounds good right now, cause it's the era we in. We in the era of it sounds good, so I mean,
It's
eat it.
it's fucking funny how like if you get like a certain amount of people to agree on some shit that you don't even like think is like fucking valid or some shit, just tell them to say like, "Oh yeah, I agree. I that idea is awesome, or we should do that." They don't
Yeah.
even have to know what it is. Just have like 20 people do that, and then have somebody else. Then whoever's easily influenced is just gonna be like, "Yeah, we should go ahead and do that shit. Yeah, why not?" It's
Yeah.
like they just saw people agreeing, so they don't really know what they're on. It's like, but overall, like they're gonna end up defending their own bullshit that somebody else did.
They gonna defend it to the end too. You already know. We got to. What the fuck? Hey, hold
And that's
on. How you gonna come to me and tell me to take your bullshit though?
that fucking that DMT trip where the jester like had his fucking finger in front of him, like saying shh, and then he was like wiping his ass at the same time.
Yeah.
Like that shit. I will always like fucking like remember that moment because he was like, "Whoa, we're all God, we're sitting on thrones and shit." And then like he showed me how like we all have that fucking we all go to fucking poop and shit. Like we all do that. And like the fucking toilet itself is like a fucking swirl in itself and shit. And I'm sitting here like, how the fuck is this motherfucking jester describing like God to me with like wiping his ass, taking a shit, and
I
shit like that?
because like the toilet is the throne, okay?
Yeah,
The toilet.
that's what he was showing me.
That's
He was
what
like,
he's
everyone
saying.
has to do this. And I remember when he had his finger in front of his lips, like saying shh. He was like pointing out that it's bullshit. I take a shit. You're a human. I know you take a shit, but we can't talk about
Yeah.
it. It's informal. So he's like the fucking finger was just like, yeah, we're playing a game here.
Yeah, we playing a game on ourselves. And every time you see the game and you understand it, the game it pulls you back in some type of way and make you man, forget about that.
That's why it's a fucking a swirl, like, and it's not a perfect loop. Like once something happens, it becomes a perfect loop, it stays there, but the overall machine is more of a swirl, like it's just going in circles,
Yeah.
but not in the same like extension. It's
It's weird,
extending
right?
past continuum.
Cause like the realm we living in, we haven't even created ourselves yet.
We only
So,
made a fucking template,
yeah,
and
we
then we're like,
yeah, we
okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna keep an eye on this reality. It's like, damn, how do I keep an eye on this reality? All right, I'm gonna leave a piece of myself here. All right, and then he's gonna go through this, and that's when he's gonna realize he is the overall.
Yeah, the overall. We it's gonna take us a minute to get there, and we know that. It's gonna take forever to get there. To where and then we gonna create it and go, oh shit, okay, I remember. It's gonna take a long time. Billions, eons. It might take eons, bro. This shit might change into so much shit. It might be blue people walking around this motherfucker.
Fucking God, when he made everything and shit, he just looked and he was like, "What? Why does this feel familiar?" And he was like, "Damn, I already did this." Like he couldn't justify that shit to himself, so he was like, "Fuck it, I guess." Like, so it's like that's why everything feels like a joke, but there's a seriousness of like,
Yeah, yeah. It's a seriousness behind it at the same time. It's playing both
yeah,
sides.
yeah, but like I feel like it came from the fact that like, oh, I have an idea, I'm gonna do it all, and then it's like once all happens, it's like, okay, well, um, I'm still here. I already did everything. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's the. I think that's what I like. Like these days, like even with diving in, I be more focused on, like okay, like I see how my mind works in this thing. Like how I'm a dad. I'm an employee at work. I'm this. I'm that. And I'm playing all these different positions. So in the mind of the all that is playing the whole universe, what the fuck is outside of that? What's the next level to that? Because it can't just be one of those, and it might can be, but that machine that's at work, bro, it's got to be one outside of that. You feel me? That
Yeah, like there has to be some sort of contradiction to the fucking main one.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
and even when there is the fucking contradiction that is probably behind the main one, it's like that. Well, where's the fucking one that's behind that one? And then it just keeps going. They're standing back to back. You feel me? Like
yeah,
they're all 12 to 6, and then that also explains the swirl that's extending. So it's never gonna loop into a perfect circle because it's moving forward as it's spinning.
Yeah, as it's spinning, it's moving forward, which is
Yeah,
yeah.
so that's why there will always be something behind, like you said, there should be some shit behind
On the
the everything.
side, behind, it's other
Yeah,
like how we maneuver. Like it's
yes,
like, because it's weird. Like when you think about even your body and the way your body is, and you know your body is all these different organisms that it take to make up your body. It's the same with like I think the universe. The universe got all these different organisms that make up the universe,
yeah,
the whole
organized.
universe. But that whole universe is one thing, and what that thing is something that we don't understand because it's beyond what we are. But it's not. But it is, cause like we not
It's like
beyond what
one
we. Yeah,
big it's like one big Lego set. Like it shows you what it looks like on the front of the box, but it comes not like it's not put together. You
yeah.
put it
It's not
together.
put together. You putting it together as you go.
And then like God, the overall, fucking can put together everything for everyone type shit. But like to experience it in a special sense, that's where personality comes in. And like fucking the separation is like what makes you different from me.
Yeah,
Like and that's I feel like that's where God puts most of his time in. Like and fucking making experiences to produce a slightly different version of these souls that are already here. So it's like we'll never run out of experience because
yeah.
the novelty of creating personality is what God enjoys, which is obvious because we come together after we separate.
It's like whatever. Yeah, that God thing or whatever it is. That's what it feed off of. Like, like that's what I seen off my experiences. It feed off the experiences of everybody here, cause like it's like you being a guy and creating a son, and now that son goes off and be able to experience life in the way you did, but in his own way. He get to create
Yeah.
it his own way and look at it the way he desires to look at it, not the way you do.
And he found something on his journey that, God missed on his
Oh
first
yeah,
run through. Fucking perception is weird. Like it's personal deception. Like how are you tricking yourself into thinking that this thing is is something that you want it to be? You get what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that shit's weird. The personal deception. That's your perception. Was like, well, then who molds it? Well, you. You're tricking yourself there. That one's on you, bro.
I seen something bad. I seen something run across the grass looking. It's like, nah, it be animals out there. I seen a tall lad. I seen a raccoon. That motherfucker had to be about 5 feet tall. I walked up on him. He stood up on me. I said, yeah, I'm cool. It ain't even, I was just trying to get a picture with you.
he looking at you like, bro, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, he was
This is
tripping
my
like
block,
Soldier
bro.
Boy. You said tripping. But yeah, it is crazy, George. And like the wildest thing about it is that everybody experiences it. It's like it seemed like that should be for them. It don't. A lot of times it don't. Well, yeah, it be for them.
Yeah,
It
your
be for
path is
them.
for you to walk down, and then after you do that, people will look over at your path like, well, that's the path he walked down. And other people will do the God thing of like, okay, I want to be like that person that I consider very high up. There, you're fucking making somebody a God in your head, and
Yeah,
then taking like inspiration from the thing that you genuinely enjoyed from their journey.
yeah. Which is cause like even that part, right? Like I got like even beyond that, because even if you creating the outside God source, it's no different than creating the inside one.
Yeah,
It's not no different because you still getting that same energy, that
In
same
that case,
flow.
it seems like whatever God is seems to be moldable by intention. So it's like,
Yeah,
what is your intention, and what are you trying to achieve? And if your intention can create a certain experience, you can place God wherever you want.
yeah, yeah, and that's the cold thing about it because everybody do that. They place God where they want God to be because God is everything. And they place the devil everywhere they want the devil to be because the devil is everything.
and and
Potential,
usually the
Yeah,
devil is always, I'm right here, and then it's
allegedly.
like shit that
allegedly.
You have to use
shit that
these
people,
potential, these words. They're not fixed.
Yeah,
like, the devil is like mainly fucking whatever fun and entertainment is and all that bullshit. That's what the devil is. So like people love to experience fun things, entertainment, fucking movies and shit. But creativity comes from the one guy that is breaking the rules. Like
yeah,
God has his like fucking streets and paths and shit, and like this is what a man is, so and so. But he had to make the devil. It's like, hey, wear this tutu just so I can see what the fuck like I
yeah.
would
I
look like
can't.
wearing
I
a
can't
tutu.
be a guy without an opposing force. It's like
Exactly,
how
because
the
I
fuck?
need somebody.
How? I need
Yeah,
Make
somebody
you look.
to make me look better than what I already look. So devil
and
make me
that's
shine.
I had a weird ass trip, like a very like while back. I don't know if I can explain it because it has to do with like fucking. It's like it's like I don't know the fucking. It was this gross. It was the R word. Fucking.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Oh,
about.
I'm just fucking saying.
No,
Yeah,
don't say
Fucking.
it. We live.
I got
Oh,
it.
okay.
We know
I
what you're talking about.
Yeah. So well, he did that shit, and then like forced me to like enjoy shit, right? And then he was like enjoying it, and then fucking then he did that shit and like what's called like forced me to like see him as like a fucking king or whatever the fuck. And I'm sitting here like dumbfounded and also like scared and like fucking quivering and shit. But then like it's like he let go of forcing me how to feel, and then like my thoughts went back to the pleasure part, but he stayed in the fucking like I'm a fucking, beat your ass, do this shit to like fucking assert dominance. And then it's like he stopped because I was back in the other headspace. And that's why I kept like bringing up the like, is homosexuality like a fucking defense mechanism? Like, is that where it came from? Like in a weird way?
Damn.
And then like the people, the minds that created, homosexuality and that shit was like only did it in a sense of like defense. And then once everyone started to catch on, they made it real. And the ones that only did it for the nature part like escaped, and they were like, okay, fuck it, we're fine, we don't have to deal with that shit no more. We made a bunch of and fucking people that can deal with that, like,
like
if that makes
personality,
sense.
like yeah, like it's a fracture, a psychological fracture,
Yeah, basically.
and
And
then
but that trip was like stupid weird. That's why I was mentioning this shit the other day. I
Yeah,
was
I ain't
remembering it.
never had
I
no
was like,
trips like that.
yeah, that's what causes the two entities, one cup Booker. Two
Huh?
it's
entities, one
I
cup.
ain't the killer,
Two
but don't
entities,
push
one
me.
cup. Yeah, I ain't never had no. Yeah,
well, it's because you go into your own mind on DMT. So my dumbass is very feminine. So I'm
yeah.
gonna leave it at that.
No, like I didn't went into trips, and I was like females. Like I know for a fucking fact I was that whoever the fuck that old lady was, that fucking gay
Oh,
girl,
lady.
that little Chinese girl, bro. I was inside them to where I was looking out their eyes.
That's fuck.
Yeah,
But
that's what that guy was talking about. Oh, you're an entity.
but
Oh
if
yeah.
like if anything sexual that came up, I'd have had to leave. Yeah, I'm out of here.
That's why you did.
Shaking. Ah! I'd have been out of there.
He
But
said,
Well,
"Oh,
well,
just
the
too
fucking
frank to leave."
the vibe of it at first, I just remember it was like, I'm gonna show you something, and then out of nowhere, I was just like in fucking fear.
yeah,
But then after it happened, and it's like he like that thing like went out and like started to like fucking act like an idiot and like belittle itself with humility, basically. And I was just like, I was like, oh, okay. It's like if that happens, it's more of like the intention needed to be this or that to happen, but I didn't do it because I wanted to, type shit. Like the deeper part of my mind thought of that, and it's I could have never thought of that.
Yeah, that's wild. You can have some. You can have a lot of. Yeah, you had a lot of experience, Seven.
Yeah, bro, the one with the monkey, the that shit was weird. Oh my god, don't even get me
Wait, no. What
started.
did the monkey look like though?
All right, you look at your fingerprints. You
Oh,
see the swirls and how yours is
Yeah,
specific to you. Well,
yeah,
the monkey, he looked like the fingerprints, and he was like made out of like the swirly fingerprint stuff, and
yeah.
like yeah, I could see where he considered himself him, and I could see where it's like, okay, this part of me, that's just energy flowing out, but this little culmination right here, this little fucking clog, that's me. And, like this monkey was showing me this shit, and he was showing me how he stays in reality, and like he's always with me, and he was like showing me how he avoids my perception, and I was just like sitting there,
Uh,
and he was like telling me like you're fucking like how the fuck did you get here? Like what are you? What even are you? And shit. And I'm like explaining to him like, what do you mean? What am I, bro? Like look at you.
yeah.
Like
What
what
the
the fuck?
fuck is you? You talking
And
and
he's
shit.
sitting there, and I remember the shit that set him off was the fucking fact that I was like dumber than him basically. So he starts showing me a shit ton of stuff, and I'm like fucking mind blown and stuff. And the shit that he was mind blown off was the fact that I couldn't like die and then like wake up like whenever the fuck I wanted to. Like it was shit like godly shit. He was confused as to why I couldn't do it because to him that shit was simple, and
Yeah.
he was programmed like that. Like to me, he was like, "What the fuck are you? Like you look like." I remember he was like pointing at me and shit. He was like putting his hands up, like his left hand and his right hand with his palms out, like next to his head and shit. Like he was like shaking and like watching me react to him. Like that was the introduction more sense.
Damn.
Like what the fuck happened? I remember because I was remembering the shit on ketamine the other night. Ketamine like fucking made my memories better. I don't know. But anyway, it was like I forgot what the fuck or the mirror dimension from Doctor Strange. Like
Yeah.
you see how like when he opens it, like this glass breaks and then it like moves behind him, and then like whenever he goes back, like it just settles back in on itself. Well, that monkey was showing me that the the for everything to be like dimensions and shit, that little glass has to be always broken, and your perception is usually always along like it moves that glass. So when you perceive shit, to you everything is like flat because like you're you're molding it to fit your discombobulation. You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it has to move for you. And and I was just like I was watching him like dance around and shit and show me how he avoids my eyes all the time and shit. And then I remember like when I came down, I was just like, I'm never like taking that little monkey out of my head. Like the way he acted will always stay with me like somewhere.
That's
Oh, and then
wow.
the 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 trip where it's like this jester had his own logo. Like I don't know, like whatever logos are for like companies and all this shit. Like uh, it's more along the lines of like, oh, this is a better representation of the overall. Like this is for you to be intrigued, basically. It's
Yeah.
like, but also people can represent themselves with logos and shit. So it's like logos have like a lot of uh, applications or whatever. But point is, he like came out and he had this like moving logo in his like the way it moved was consistent. Like it repeated the same pattern in its movement, and the way it looked, what's it called, just stayed the same, right? And so it's like this little tesseract thingy fucking with like a I don't know, like oh now that I think of it, it did kind of look like a swastika, but not a swastika in itself. It was like more swirly or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
So it was that
Damn.
shape, but it was swirly and shit, and it was like inside of this little box that was his chest. And then I remember point is he grabbed me and he picks me up out of the hammock and he like runs me into the fucking forest. and I'm like watching myself like go with him. Like I'm looking up at him because he picked me up like a baby basically, like cradled me and shit. And he's like looking down at me with his fucking tongue out and his eyes wide open and shit. And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, we're like, come, come, come! I gotta show you this." He was like saying a bunch of shit, like talking to me, and I'm sitting there like trying to process what the fuck he means.
Yeah.
But when we got to the actual like spot inside the forest, he showed me like this little campfire of like light, and like it looked like he had light molded into a glass, and then that glass was like starting a little fire, like a basic fire. And I was like, yo, this dude really using basic fire when he has this like godly glass thing and shit. And he just looks at me and sets me down, and he's like, I stay here. Nobody ever comes out to these woods ever, like ever. Nobody even bothers. Like what? How the fuck? And like he was just like looking at me like, you will never come out here. Nobody's ever gonna come out here unless y'all decide to make more money. So I'm gonna just stay here.
What?
And like he's just sitting there like showing me how he chills on Earth without anyone noticing him. But if he got like seen or some shit, he'd get in trouble with the reality itself.
Yeah. That was off DMT, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could tell the gestures.
The one with the fucking the lights, it's like it was like 5 p.m. So the sun was out and everything. And then I hit the bong, put that bitch down. I look around, and all of a sudden, like, the fucking sun just turns off. Like somebody flicked the motherfucking switch. Like I can see the light of the sun, but it's not like passing, like not even a foot in front of its own little circle. Shit, I'm like, what the fuck? Like it just retracted into itself. And I'm like looking around, and everything's like dark and stuff. And the trees, like, they don't have their bark, but whatever the bark looked like was there in like a fucking it was like a little vibrating texture. Like imagine a mouse pad, but if you can watch it kind of swirl into itself. But it looked like rubbery too. I remember thinking it was rubber. But and then these like monkeys come out, and like they're like they move with light. So it's like they had to set light at a certain spot, and then they would jump to it basically. Like whatever the darkness part of their bodies and shit that they were made out of, they weren't in control of that, but they did exist within it. And then the fucking light that they were using was to move themselves. And that shit was like weird because there's like a fucking blue and purple like long, like I don't know how to explain it. It's like a ruler type looking thing, and then like a circle on each end, and that shit was inside of like the trees, like the rubbery parts. Like the light would flow through whatever that mouse pad texture shit. It was like vibrating so it could move the specific light and shit. Like I remember looking around and thinking like, yo, like this is what the fuck happens. Like this is probably how monkeys see the fucking jungle in themselves. Like we see, you know, our earth and all this shit, but like a monkey, like for real, like a monkey out in the fucking wild, that motherfucker's probably tripping like crazy, like that's like constantly. Like they're probably aware that they are God and shit. That's why they are monkeys. They didn't fucking be like, I'm not gonna play no stupid ass games out here. If I'm gonna exist, I'm gonna be out here doing my shit raw as fuck. I'm like,
That's
I'm like,
wild. Cause
yeah,
that dude that Allicat posted with schizophrenia and how he was saying, his craziest
But
part was when he thought he was God. He knew he was God.
but he was also the devil. Remember, he
Yeah,
said
he
he
was
was
also
God.
the devil.
Yeah, depending on what lifetime you're born in or whatever.
Yeah, and the way he broke
that's,
that down was crazy.
that's funny though. Like how God's like the thing to do is like, oh, I'm not a god. I'm gonna humble myself. So it's like God's first thing to do is like, I am equal to you type shit. But his son is sitting there like, no, Dad, you're badass. You're awesome. So the devil's sitting there like, no, don't say that. You're God. You're God. What the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean I'm not great? I'm not. I'm. So it's like you got one person that loves you, and they're telling you to not belittle yourself, but you're doing it like for another intention. Like your intention to belittle yourself is to see a better like equality and shit. If you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
You
if I'm humble, I'll have a lot more people around me because they know I'm humble. Like I won't fuck them over and like shit like that. I'm not an asshole and like stuff like that. But you get one person to hype up somebody that's hella humble and shit. Well, they'll move from that humbleness and probably like make it last long enough. They'll just stop being humble in a sense.
yeah. That's true.
Feeding the
Or the
ego.
humbleness will dilute. Well, you said what, Ali?
You set your ego what, Allie?
You're you're feeding the ego with the hype.
Yeah.
Makes it grow.
The ego is hungry.
Man,
whatever.
my mushroom's starting to kick in.
That's the
Hey,
next
you
question.
sound like you're
True.
lagging.
They make you feel like you winning, true. You winning.
Man, I'm always winning, even when I'm losing.
That's
Mhm.
right. Oh, mama.
You ain't know, Cryo. I told you that.
I hate being sober. I'm a smoker.
Yeah.
My life is over. I don't know her. I never knew ya. I never drew ya.
And bless you.
That weed it grew. That weed it grew ya. That weed it grew ya.
I should have rolled like 3 blunts.
Jamaican
I just rolled one. Let me
fondue.
hurry up and roll. Let me roll another one real fast because I know.
What it do, Jamaican
Be sitting here
fondue?
for
What's the
you.
word, good?
Yeah, man, getting motivated to eat
Your
some
blunt's too
shrooms
far
too.
away.
Oh yeah, you about to go in?
Yeah, true going in. Got to be
Yeah,
something
true already
going on in the
winning,
ether.
kicking in.
Yeah.
I'm going in.
I said this time. I said I'm outside, bro. I'm about to go lay in the backyard and just talk to the stars.
Catch me outside.
Yeah, I'm talking to the stars tonight. Cause I never really even talk to the stars, cause the mushrooms be hating.
One of them nights.
We already told you all this, man. I didn't remember.
Tell me again.
I forgot.
The mushrooms are still parents. You gotta. So
Oh,
if you're
dang,
doing some
hold
shit
on.
that is
I'm
like
about
a
to
little
roll
off from what they
another
taught
one
you,
before I
I'll be
can't
like,
roll.
I feel you. But you know,
What kind of mushrooms you eating?
I ate the Mexican blend and then like this Asian blend. This, yeah.
Okay.
I had to drink some wine before, so cause I forgot I had ate a slice of pizza, and like if I eat, it take a long time. It take longer for them to kick in if I eat something. I
Yeah,
ate
that
a
makes
slice,
sense.
though. Like damn, and I almost made it through the day without eating, cause I knew I was gonna dive in. But then at the end of the day, she was like, "You need to probably go get you something to eat," cause we was in the sun for a minute. So yeah, I had to cryo.
time froze.
But it's hot as hell in this room right now. Damn, what is it, like 90 outside? It's 67? And it ain't came in yet. I started yawning already, so I already know it's kicking in. But I don't think it's gonna kick in right yet. It's gonna do like last time when I ate. It's gonna wait.
I'm making me some
About an
French
hour.
toast right now.
Oh yeah, some French toast sound good right now with an egg on
Yes, sir.
top. Oh. I just been wanting to put an egg on top of anything I eat, and I ain't did it yet.
I bought eggs.
Just a
I've got a few left.
What you talking about? Some scrambled eggs or some a sunny side up eggs?
sunny side up
Sure.
over medium.
I remember when I was a kid, I used to hate the yellow part of the
Me
yolk.
too.
When I got older, that was my favorite shit. Now, yeah, the
I
yellow.
always like the proteiny part, the yellow part. That's the tastiest part.
I hated that shit, bro. As
Yeah.
a kid.
Yeah, me too. I hated that shit. Do not look. Even when I got my 20s,
I like boiled eggs, bro. Deviled
cook
eggs.
my
even.
egg all the way.
Like fucking it just looks like Dookie or some shit. It looked like that to me as a kid. Like, why does this part of the egg look like shit? Like,
I said, you know how when you break your egg and you cook it over easy and it had that little fucking string looking thing in it? We always called that the sperm. That's the sperm. You got to take that out. That's rooster sperm. You
that's protein. What do you mean?
That's what I mean. Exactly. Take that shit out. Yeah, I can tell this gonna be a fun one too. I only took 3 grams. 3 grams. I might bump it up to 4 though. Like I'm gonna wait a second, depending on how I feel. I might bump it up to 4.
3.6, 3.7, 3.3 or some shit.
Oh damn, huh? Take a 3 point something.
Yeah, like don't do 5, like 3.3. You get what I'm saying? Like 3.2.
Yeah, I might do 4. I might just do 4. It's gonna be around 4.
3.9.
I'm at 3 already. And I can feel my body tingling already. So I already know it's going to kick in. But I think it's still going to take a little bit longer. I can kind of tell. Because I ate that damn pizza. Why did I eat that pizza? But I was kind of fractaling when you was going into your talking about the gestures and shit.
Yeah, I don't even know how many times I smoked that shit like back in that year. What was that, 2021?
Man, a gang of times you used to let the gestures control you and shit.
Yeah, bro. It was out of pocket.
But you don't understand, like,
the Jester used to have some out of pocket ass messages to us. Fuck you guys. You guys
Yeah.
are nothing. You guys. Damn, George, are you talking or the Jester's talking, motherfucker? What you
I remember when they called you toys and shit, and I'm sitting there like watching them call you toys, and at the same time in my head I'm like, okay, like it makes sense, I get it, but like you can't be saying that shit to people, and so I just came down from that one, and I was like, oh my bad.
We're all just
Yeah.
toys, us girls and boys.
Yeah, that's wild. But that like taught me a lot though, like from you just doing that, cause like when it was showing me like a lot of stuff was me, I was like, hell no, like how could I ain't them fucking gesture things, like that's impossible. But then when you showed me, like when I started seeing your experiences of what you was going through with the gestures and how you was letting them control you, and man, I was like, oh yeah. I said,
like confirmed it. Like,
yeah, you confirmed it. That shit confirmed it.
it's great, man.
It's like to that point to where I'm not even scared no more, bro. Like now, when it comes to psychedelics and just diving in, like I'm not saying that I probably can't be scared, but I'm just saying like I done seen some ugly ass shit and I wasn't in fear. Like I just accepted it and I just, paid attention to it, and then it always switched to something else, but it always took me to that fearful experience, having a fearful experience to where it scared me.
It's like, oh,
You just go hard for taking that 4 ACO.
Oh yeah, that the 4 ACO is what got me up out of being scared on experiences, because it showed me that I was the darkness. It was like, yeah, how you gonna be scared of the dark and you create darkness? It's like, close your eyes. You could just bam, darkness. Do this, do that. And it was like I was seeing all these different ways that darkness was created, not even on the aspect of turning off lights or different things of that nature, but in the fact of me even like the darkness, the evil, that also. And it was just like, fuck, man, I felt stupid. I was scared of mushrooms. I was scared to go outside in the backyard. Because I was scared because I was seeing so much crazy shit, and it was like, bruh, like, come on now, you got to be stronger than that. That's you. That's you too. That's just you doing that to yourself. I don't know why, but that's what you doing.
Man, it's whatever darkness is and shit, like fear, fucking darkness. To me, at least, it looks like it's just kind of there to like light in itself. Like it's kind of there so light can like fucking flicker off of that shit. It's like whatever fear is, it's just like a flickering light, or like the fucking jump scare that you hear. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's for the moment, but like after that fucking intensity of the jump scare or the questioning of like why is the light flickering, like those things are necessary to like force you into those states, because those states of mind are the ones where you like create better. So like you're fucking
Yeah.
terrified because you got scared. You gotta
Yeah.
think fast and shit. Now how am I gonna make a fucking stick to kill this lion? Shit. And then the other one is the flickering light. Like, oh, let me stop and look around, analyze, process, so and so. So it's like that's what fear is. That's what darkness is. It's just kind of there so the fucking light can charge.
Shine through.
Bounce
To
off.
charge
Like, how
the
do you
light.
bounce off this time?
In order to charge the light. It's crazy because we shine the light on everything these days. I call it the flashlight. I said we shine the flashlight on everything and make it into something and don't even know. Like, we all come together and shine the light on it and make it something. And then we go, you ain't supposed to do that. But it's like, we the one who said that. I'm just saying. We come together and we do it all the time. Like, you can see it in all the different, like, even on YouTube, bro. Like, that's another thing. You see it all the time on YouTube. Let something happen with certain people. Everybody's gonna be everybody's gonna shine their light on that and make it a thing. I said, I think that's what people doing nowadays. They just know that people got they light, they flashlights out, so everybody go, well, shine your light on this.
Yeah.
Shine your
Yeah,
light
niggas-
on this.
Niggas like me are just holding a mirror up.
When
to
my
the left
flashlight
hand.
ain't strong enough, use your flashlight real fast for me and shine it on that.
You heard me, look?
I've been trying to
What'd you
light
say?
that spot up for a minute.
For a minute. But what'd you say, George?
I said niggas like me are holding the mirror in the left hand and the fucking flashlight in the right hand. I'm
Man.
hiding behind-
Yeah.
I'm using that bitch as a shield. Like, oh shit, I hope this nigga doesn't really see me. Like, and then they look at me confused because they see nothing but their own energy. Like, oh, what the fuck? So immediately they're just gonna judge. Hey, why does this nigga act so weird? Like, whoa, I'm acting like you. So if you think I'm acting weird, I don't know. Like, I'm only just doing how you're making me feel.
Yeah. I think I like to look at other people's flashlights these days. I like to see what they shine the light on, what's important to them. And it just make me go, God damn it. You feel me?
What's there?
Yeah, like, because the shit that's important to me don't mean shit to a lot of people.
Oh shit! Like the structure of everything needs to be held together by the fact that you don't care about other people's shit. Like, 'cause if you did, you wouldn't be holding up your end as strongly as you can, and then everything would fall apart.
Oh, shit.
So it's like a
Hey.
necessary fuck you.
I was thinking about that like that saying, the Roman holiday, and it's like building off the struggles of others, and it's like, what's not doing that today? Everything is building off everybody else's struggle, everybody else's pain, everybody else's feelings, like, period. Everything is built around that. It's like, fuck, man.
If anything, it seems like fucking struggle is like the main fucking key of the like, how do I make an idea that will help someone else? So I don't know what
Yeah.
everyone else is going through type shit. I gotta watch him struggle. I gotta watch him I gotta watch him fail, and I can just make some weird shit, convince him that he needs it because he failed before.
Yeah. Hey, that one song I'll be listening to, that boy said, in order for somebody to win, somebody gotta lose.
Yeah.
Like, that's the way it works.
Might as well.
Yeah, that's the way it works. Somebody got to lose. I don't know who it's going to be. I can't point them out, but I'm just saying.
I won.
A lot of niggas that lose, motherfuckers that was wanting you to lose to begin with,
Yeah.
and you succeed, and these motherfuckers are like, man, fuck that guy. Like, nah, bro, you lost. Fuck you.
It's enough games for all of us to win.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about that the other day, right? I said it's crazy because, like, even when you think about gangs and how they funkin' with each other, because this happened or that happened or whatever happened back in the goddamn day, I'm just saying, they funkin' and shit, and it's like, that's what they want you to do. They want y'all to bump heads because it don't matter whether you bumping heads or you being right, you still under the same light, the big light that's being shined. You still under that shit.
Because if physical mattered, like the souls, if they're not bumping heads and shit, or they're not making any vibes, they're not shaking anything. So it's
Yeah.
like they gotta be bumping heads.
Yeah, and if they ain't bumping heads, then that mean the God and the devil shit ain't real.
Yeah.
Because you gotta keep that same
Chaos.
war going on.
So chaos is low key on purpose, so you can mold it into a handshake. And it's, oh bullshit, fuck, man, fuck you. What the fuck are we gonna do about the kitchen, bro? I don't know. I'm over here at the cash register. Then somebody comes in and is like, all right, you, both at the cash register. I got the fucking kitchen handled because I've done it before. Are we in agreement? All right. Now that chaos is like molded and
Yeah.
shit. So it's like that can happen with anything because everything is chaos in itself. It's like a controlled insanity.
Yeah,
Like
controlled insanity.
like nothing can be too out of pocket because whoever did it had the intention, and if whatever their intention was, regardless if it was bad, good, or whatever, like fucked over. Point is, their intention, if their belief was pure for what they were doing, then go ahead. Like regardless of what other people think about that person's intention.
Damn. That's crazy because when you were saying that, I was my mind kind of freaked out. I think I'm starting to kick up because it was like, I couldn't see myself. For about 3 seconds, I was confused because I was like, hold on, I can't see myself. Like, I can't see myself. It's like, you not supposed to see yourself unless you're looking in the mirror or at this little thing. I'm just saying. That was weird. That was weird. Mushrooms is weird like that.
And that word to intention, like tension as intense, shit like that. So, what if you're gonna be in tension? That means you're gonna bring a vibe because you're going into the real, whatever the real is sound and all that shit. That's where the souls stay and all that stuff. So if you're gonna go inside the tension, and your belief is pure, and that comes from the light, which is outside, then that you whatever you're gonna go down, whatever song you're gonna sing, is gonna be heard, as long as your belief is pure for
But
what you were
it's
doing.
weird, right? That's the weird thing about it, though, because it don't matter what the belief is. If the person believes it, then it makes it real, and other people
just
will
is.
follow it. It don't matter what it is. It can be something bad.
It could be fucking destroying the universe in itself, like just for the fact that you wanted a Pop Tart.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna enjoy that Pop Tart with like all your heart and you believe that that's what you want, go ahead. You're gonna do that. But once you're done with your belief type shit, the thing, it goes back to everyone. Okay, now everyone
Yeah.
has this. Like you don't get to keep it type shit. You get to like use it to fucking. It's a hammer to you. You found a nail that you want to finish in this unfinished universe. Boom! You hit the fucking hammer. It's like, all right, pass me that shit, bro. I want to do this over here.
Yeah,
Like
that
what?
shit remind that shit remind me of Hitler and shit. You feel
Yeah,
me? So many
exactly,
people follow at the time when he was who he was. A lot of people was standing right behind him, going,
Yeah.
"Hell, Hitler!"
Because fucking certain discipline that Hitler had in himself, these other people saw it, and you know his intention and his belief in what he was doing, and his belief in himself and all this shit was strong, and it was like
Yeah.
fucking, he was like, in a sense, he was inspirational, even if it was up to somebody that didn't like fucking be like, oh, we shouldn't be killing Jews and shit. But that person has like a fucking terrible ass life, and they're trying to figure out how to like add discipline to it so they can speak up for themselves and all this other shit. They see a motherfucker like Hitler, and you know the Jewish don't really mean anything to them, but they don't hate him or anything. But this motherfucker Hitler has some shit that I really fuck with and respect, so I'm gonna follow this nigga.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow this motherfucker. That like Joan of Arc and all the Jesus, all the Gandhi,
Yeah.
Buddha, all the rest of them.
That
All
shit's
the
wild.
rest of them. But like we would put it in the category of, you know, a person would have to have been speaking some spiritual stuff in order
Yeah.
to make it a thing. And it's like, nah, it could have been some gruesome shit, and it still was huge. Like people still talk about that shit right today.
They're not gonna forget that shit.
Yeah. Not it's gonna be about 1,000 years, 2,000. Well, then still though, cause we got like we can record the shit now. It ain't like back then and shit when we had to write it on walls.
The fucking the internet itself, like, I don't think the internet's ever gonna fucking go away. Like,
Nah, it's
fuck what
gonna
we do.
grow. It's gonna
You
grow.
don't know that because that shit'll break like stone and shit. When we wrote it written in stone, like it lived through whatever. Like technology and shit could rust. Or,
Nah, but think
whatever,
about
man.
it though, right? The stuff that we wrote in stone, yeah, it stayed in stone. This shit right here that we doing right now is in the ether. It's in the ether. It's gonna always be there. It's stored somewhere that is just energy. Well, all of it is, huh? God damn.
Yeah,
See?
that's what I was just thinking. Even when they're written it in stone, they already did
Oh,
that.
yeah, it's stored in there. It's stored in our DNA and some more shit. It's
It
just, it's
technically
in us.
is written in stone if your fucking phone is made out of like gold and shit and like metal. So we technically are still writing that shit in stone.
Yeah. But the
So
shit
precious
gonna
stone,
the shit
so-
gonna constantly evolve because phones gonna go a lot more further. Cause like the dude that made the first cell phone, like he said, man, the cell phone was supposed to be an extension of us. Like a lot of other things, cups, all these things are just extensions of the self, of me, of you, and everybody else.
I have this experience I go through. Can I make a version of myself as like a tool? It's like what could help me here?
Everybody already made a version of you. Your mom made a version of you. Your girl, your homeboy, your brother. Everybody already did. I made a version of you.
Yes, sir, dude.
And then fucking love sits right behind the curtain, and that's why like the being kinky and shit and like seductive is like kind of like quiet, like ooh or whatever the fuck. So when somebody like really sees you for you and you love them, it's like you can tell that, you know, like, hey, you came behind the curtain to look at me type shit. You didn't just want to see my fucking my stage and shit. You
Yeah.
wanted to see the nigga that put on the show to begin with.
I always feel like people not ready for real love. Because
Yeah.
people don't understand real love. Real love is like, you know, if I say I love you, I don't give a fuck if you wrong. It's not gonna make me turn my back on you. I still love you. You know,
Yeah,
even
that's
if you're
that
wrong.
unconditional love. That's why they try to put unconditional.
Even if
Stop
you're
it.
wrong, I'm still supposed to, you know, be the one. I'm supposed to be there for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, these days you make mistakes, people will hurry up and run. Go, you ain't supposed to be around. Yeah.
At least my generation, I noticed that they've been mixing entertainment with love. They want love to be fun and the
Yeah.
thrill of that shit. They want it more. So toxic shit is like more normal around people and stuff like fucking and then like real love in a sense when you like find it, it's if you don't find a person that is like fully at like just in tune with themselves, like they can just chill and not give a fuck about anything. If they can't do that, then you can't like synergize with them. You can't just stay like, okay, this is real love, we love each other, but you be getting like too hype and too crazy at some points. You can't just chill out and look at me and settle it through calmness and shit. You want this like this fucking part of the love that is like dramatic and shit like that.
Yeah,
Like you,
but look, bro. Look, this is the best way I could put it these days. Love don't even exist.
it don't.
It don't
It's
even really exist.
it's the one thing that don't exist. That's why we're always making it over and over again, putting it everywhere. We're considering, well, this is love, this is love, this is
Yeah,
love.
this is love. This is love. I can't find love. Where is
Because
love? Love is hiding from me.
if we're calling everything love, that means nothing exists in itself. Because
Yeah.
you could put that love. It's if it's fucking. It's funny because love. Oh, this is fake love. This is real love. It's like so you took something that doesn't exist and has no official form and considered it real fake. So what does that leave everything else at? Like if is everything else just not officially informed? Is that in a sense to me that sounds like proof that everything is fucking fake. We made this bitch up.
Yeah. Yeah, because everybody love is different. If everybody love was the same, I'm telling you, we'll have one relationship and that'll be it. But no,
Like
everybody love is different.
the real world is the place you can't see, and like you can feel it. You can you can tell. You
Hey,
speak it. You can hear it, and that's like the realness of shit. And then the fucking you can only see the real world because of the
what's
fake
up, Big
like
Chill?
paintings that we put over everything and shit. Like
Yeah. Yeah, the fake
Scamming
paintings that
was
we put on it.
jamming chili
And
cheese.
it's
The
that which
sixth
is
God in the
wild.
building right now.
Cause I
We got
said
the
like
sixth Lord in the building.
when like people don't understand is like, okay, what's the one thing that you actually love most of all? Like the one thing that you actually love most of all. Like, do you know what that is?
and it's oh can I say this real quick? Like explain it the way it just came to mind. The one thing that I love like most of all like overall is my mom. Like so like at least to me my mom, right? Or like or other people if they say parents or some shit. Well like I love myself, I love life, I love experiencing things, but like when I think of what do I truly love like most overall, it's none of that, not even me. It's more someone else that, I've learned from. This like this
Yeah,
person grew me and I can see myself like I can see how they, you know, helped me grow by because I can tell like, oh well I do this like you are I don't know how to explain. Like you're basically your parents and shit. You have some traits and whatever the fuck. So it's so whatever like I guess what I'm saying is like to make love real, the same way belief makes an intention justified. So to make love real, it would be uh, like I, I, how do I say it? I felt what you felt, and I understand that. So we connect through that, and
yeah,
then and that means I can love you because I can come to you, speak to you about my experiences, and you will have a similar perspective on it. And I know
yeah,
that for sure,
yeah.
regardless of
Because
what anyone says, because of the
and
thing I made.
bro, that's because deep down inside, the most thing that you love out of everything is yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why
Well,
you
yeah,
want to
you're right.
give that love to other ones. You feel me? Because the most thing that you love is you.
And you're right there because if I'm saying like my mom and how she's like treated me more like special throughout all the kids that she has, right? I'm like basically a reflection of her. So if you're right, like myself, like I'm grateful for the person she helped me like grow into,
Yeah,
and how she broke her back for all this shit, and I'm sitting here like, you know, I love her the most because I love me. Like she
Yeah.
made me, and
She
but
made
like I
me. And to
so
her, I'm like the most beautifulest thing in the world, and it's like that.
and it's like to me, it's a trade, it's a deal. Like everything is a deal. Everything is a business in a sense. Like so like in sense, you get enough things to make sense, they become a thing in itself. Like for you get enough fucking pennies, cents, they become the dollar. No.
Yeah. It's
And
it's
so
wild, George, cause like that's what I be thinking about with like with relationships. You looking for somebody that's closer to you, to what you are and who you are. Like
it's just
like
like
like somebody that's damn near just like you. Cause like when they not, as you go along, y'all start becoming like each other. Y'all say the same
yeah,
shit.
freaking with like it's like you I'm looking for something that I can provide really well. And like and so it's kind of hard to find somebody because if I'm looking for somebody that I want to love in a certain way and shit, it's like what I'm looking for someone that's missing me basically. But I'm also like I would know that they're missing my energy because of that certain thing that I can see like a reflection of me in them. So it's like,
Yeah,
oh, I know you would love this shit because I know I would love it if I had it. So I want to give that to you
yeah,
because you're similar to me.
yeah. But that's the thing, though. It's like getting somebody that can be they self, and you can be yourself, and y'all can still be one. Is like, I don't know. You know, I don't know what I was about to say.
That's
My
like a whole
mushrooms
nother
kicking
level
in.
of if y'all
That's a
y'all
whole.
want
I'm telling you, bro. It's wild. It's wild because we'll expect somebody else to do all these things, all these other fucking things. Oh, I want somebody that's like this. I want somebody that's like that. Nobody, I'm not, I want somebody I can grow with, that
it's
I can
funny.
actually even become one with.
It's hella funny too because like the whatever love is, right? And you know, it's like I find somebody that can be themselves because I know how I operate when I am myself, and I know how my love works from that. And I can be one with this person because of the form that they adapt. You know, they're being themselves. I operate that way too. So, but it's funny because like the moment you realize like true love or like this is special to me, like the moment you tell yourself that or feel it, uh, the moment kind of shows up in front of you. It's like, yeah, this is it, and then it runs away, and you're just like, well, I
Yeah,
gotta go look for that moment again.
yeah, you be chasing that moment for a
Yeah,
long time. For a long time, you be chasing that same moment and don't even know that's what you was chasing. Yeah, that's the
yeah.
wild thing.
You keep finding the moment within the the way love synergizes shit for you.
Yeah,
You could
yeah,
see the same fucking moment in the fact that you got a free Happy Meal or some shit, and then it's like, yeah, appreciate that. The moment danced in front of their fucking. Then the next day you're just like, I don't know, you meet the love of your life and shit, and you just know that shit, and that you felt that moment.
yeah. You just know that don't mean you ain't gonna fuck up.
Yeah,
That
exactly,
just
exactly. Because
mean
the moment
that
ran away, you don't know
that's just
where
gonna
it
mean
went.
our fuck ups is compatible.
Yeah,
Our fuck ups, even
Right.
mine is way out a little more than yours, but still though, you know, you can take
yeah,
on more than me.
You're stronger than me. You're stronger than me. Trust me.
Yeah, because if I'd have did that shit, I'd have left my ass like motherfucker.
That's the strong love, though. You know, like physically, we may be stronger than a woman, but emotionally, the endurance of things, they probably could
Yeah,
take way more than that.
way more.
because their sensitivity is like all the way up, and for us, it's our like fucking. We're
I
just
mean,
hard niggas.
They
I'm
probably just
on.
understand us so much too, though. When you think about it, because we be with them all the time, and we spend that physical, real time, you know, where we connect and shit. So it's kind
Yeah,
of like they know us, so it's kind of like they accept. As long as they accept you for who you are, bro, you good.
Especially if you ain't acting, just you.
Yeah.
You feel me? Lay down the act. But then you know the shit be kind of off sometimes until you get in tune to each other. Then that shit be beautiful as shit. Every day be beautiful. It's like I didn't know it could be this. I did not know.
That's when a motherfucker don't want it to stop neither. Like,
Yeah.
man.
No shit. I ain't gonna lie. 2 days,
Say it
3,
again.
4 days ago, shit been so good. Like, 3, 4 days ago, I tried to start an argument. I just been nitpicking. We gotta argue or something because this shit is not real. It's just shit too good right now.
Like we was having fun when we was poisoning each other, but like only because like it felt good. So like now that we've been like nice to each other and like step back, like you trying to throw hands or some shit, like I'm trying
You gotta have some type of argument. How come you didn't cook?
like imagine they don't even get mad though. It's like, oh my bad, I'll go do that, and now you're just like,
Yeah.
oh no, I'm not telling you. No, my bad. No, I'm not saying like I'm not forcing you. I'm not telling you to go cook right now. I'm just saying, and then you're just like fuck.
Nah, my girl always stay two steps ahead of me. She be like, "It's in the freezer. All you gotta do is warm it up. Your food is in the microwave." It's like, what the fuck? Thought we was gonna argue.
Shit.
No, when you see it
Just
ain't
come
really
in.
no point in arguing. It really ain't no point in arguing.
It ain't. But
Yeah.
sometimes it be fun. So I just walk in the room. I be staring at her, like staring her down.
It's to stimulate.
Like, what the fuck you looking at? Like, yeah, what the fuck you do? I know you did something. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna make up something. Then I'm gonna use that. We need to argue one time this year. I'm just saying. What the fuck? Something's wrong. This shit is broke. Oh shit. I'm being real though. I ain't playing. We need that. One argument this year to make sure, because the year is almost over. It's almost there. We ain't argued all this year. So I'm like, we got to have one argument. And damn, I don't know what it is, but I got to come up with it before the year is over.
I hate that we didn't argue this fucking year.
Yeah, what the fuck? Shit ain't supposed to be peaches and cream. All goddamn year. I'm tired of this peaches and cream shit.
To even get your relationship to that level, though, like motherfuckers ain't gotta argue. Like, oh.
Yeah.
Cause you know, like us growing up, we used to see motherfuckers and the relationships they was in, they was arguing, fighting, whatever.
Yeah,
but I thought it was normal. Like, this is what we do when we get in relationships.
But this is the thing, though. It is normal. But the thing is, can you make it past that? Because it's supposed to happen.
Argue no more.
Yeah. Like, can you get past that? Like, can we fight through this? I don't give a fuck if we arguing every day or whatever. Like, how long is it going to take before this shit wear off, before we just get, like, you know, in line with each other? And it just takes time to where a motherfucker just be like, fuck it, shit, this motherfucker who they is, I'm who I am, and shit. I'm just love, even though they an asshole, I love them. God damn it.
That song "Wing Ridden Angel" by XXXTentacion. He says, I pray that you would love me less. I'm so depressed. What good is sex? And like he says that shit, and I was like, damn, bro. Like the bro was like 16 when he made that shit. Like who heard him?
Yeah, because I think with even though with a lot of the older people that are still in relationships, if you go and you talk to them, you'll see they've been through some shit. You just you ain't seen it because you wasn't there at the time. You feel me? You was still swimming in your daddy balls or something. So it's like, go talk to them, and they'll be like, shit, this motherfucker wasn't shit back in the days. I thought I could mold him. And I just sat back and just said, fuck it, I'm going to just watch. Just watch him bump his head over and over again.
It's like you're wondering whether or not he notices or he's doing it on purpose.
Yeah, it both. It be both.
Be like half and half. The reason he's doing it is the 50% one, 50% the other.
It's like when it's us. Like I think when it's man, we gotta you gotta play that role. Like I'm the man. You feel me? You wanna be in the streets. You wanna be doing shit. You feel me? Like that's what all the homies is doing. The single homies. You never realize they be single at the time. They be single. They don't be in no relationship. But you be wanting to be that one. I don't know. That shit, life is crazy, bro. That's all I can say. My shrooms is kicking in. So I ain't got too much longer to go.
You said it like you were about to die.
I am. I'm ready though. I ain't scared at all. I hope I die twice.
I'll be gone. Make it count, turn the flash on. Never really felt like I belong, so I'll be on my way and I won't be long.
I hope I die twice. 3 times, then I might get the 3rd time. I might get worried.
If death is the thing that's certain, that means when you die, you'll eventually die again.
Yeah.
So on your
Eventually.
second death, your first one, you're like, all right, I'm gonna chill out. That was wild.
That's the life cycle.
The
You have
first
to
one.
die to be alive. Yeah.
Yeah, the first
You
one,
go
that's
back to
gonna be
dying.
when you just lived and you didn't give a fuck. The second one is gonna be that one to where you lived and you kind of remember. You said, "Nah, I gotta do things differently." But then you was like, "Fuck that shit," and it took a long time for you to start giving a fuck.
I swear.
Yeah, it took a minute for a motherfucker to just start saying, "Fuck it, wait, I gotta do something right. I gotta," because everybody make improvements on this reality. I don't even think they improvements no more when I get done. I don't even think they improvements no more, George. I think they just sound good at the time for our reality. So when we hear it, yeah, they're edits. They just sound good, and it's like, oh shit, that's dope. It's nothing different than seeing that Lamborghini pull up. It's nothing different than that.
It's like, how can
when
I
I
make
do?
that thing that person enjoyed? I'm gonna make it a little bit better, so I can keep improving it over and over later on for them, and they think I'm some sort of fucking fire ass motherfucker, like the iPhone. Oh yeah, we made the fucking iPhone. Like, we
Yeah.
know damn well these could give us whatever the iPhone 20 is gonna be. They could give it to us now, but they're not. They're not about to do that. They're just gonna be
Nah.
like, this new iPhone has a fucking 3rd camera. And then everyone's like, "Well, yeah, fucking amazing!" And they're like, "No, that's not the only thing. Look at this. We're now using USB-C, like we should have been doing all the way back instead of fucking you guys
Yeah.
making
Yeah.
this Apple." And then everyone's like, "Yes,
Finally.
yay, finally!" And then like, bro, why are you cheering? You should be like, "Fuck, give me that shit, nigga. I've been asking for this
Yeah,
shit."
it's wild because before they even started coming with the technology like the Galaxy, when I went to go get a new Galaxy, dude was telling me that iPhone had got started getting the same technology and they starting to go towards that way of the way that the Galaxy work. And I was like, what? Yeah, we sold it to them and then we sold it to them.
Yeah.
Bro, it's like, does that slightly work? Oh, I got you. I get how you would fuck that up. Like, or in a business sense, in a role or whatever the fuck. I own 2 companies. You own 1 company. If we both own the donut shop, and then my second company is the fucking Metro PCS or whatever the fuck, and then your only company is the donut shop, I can go to your ass and be like, "Hey, bro, you trying to give up like all this bullshit?" And then all your customers will come to me. and then we'll split the money down here, and that way we get all of it type shit. We just find it in a fair sense. Like that's a fucking broken ass like way of doing it, but it works for whatever the fuck you were trying to achieve more money for yourself.
Yeah. It's also the same as just, making a missile that can just blow up everything and then selling it to one country and going to another one and say, I'm going to sell it to you too, and selling it to every country.
I swear, bro.
You sell that shit to every country.
To like fucking the U.S. is a culmination of all the countries. Like it's just like everyone is in this bitch because it's
Yeah.
like everyone's like the U.S. came and it was like, all right, this bitch is for sale. You can do whatever you want here. These fucking your dreams manifest all this shit. So everyone was like, say less. I'm gonna take this. We're interested in this. We're gonna get this going. So the fucking U.S. is just one big ass fucking machine.
Yeah, one melting pot
Everyone else can get
machine.
whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, but it's still doing what all the other ones is doing.
Yeah, because that's
But it's just taking from the other ones and making itself. It's taking from everywhere else and making itself. And like I always feel like the like each country is its own giant entity.
Yeah.
So it's a
It's-
living entity itself, the United States.
It seems like the the like whatever life and like the all of or society better said like society seems to be like a result of all of your intentions and all the shit you wanted to create. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I got it done. And then it's like this little thing at the end is over here like, hey, I kind of exist because you put all those things together. And you're like, oh, I don't want you. And it's like, well, you can't have the things you put together and your intentions and your dream without my little ass over here because I'm the fucking thing that goes plugs into the wall and shit. And it's like, oh, fuck. I guess I gotta find a way to deal with society. Let me make it fucking like
Yeah.
it's like that's why we're always dealing like fucking
And what even creating society and making what it is, we probably did went through every law known to man down
Like-
there.
the fact that people look for ways to enjoy their own existence and shit just kind of like proves my point that this is like this game is a result of something and we had to find a way to like sweep it under the carpet because like the main beauty of the thing that was created by God, well, this thing just came out of it, like it just popped out.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the fucking word I'm looking for? Culmination, result, side. No, I forgot what the fucking word is.
This is the side quest. Like
Yeah. It's like you accidentally created this
Yeah.
because you wanted to do all of that, and all of those emotions and feelings you wanted to make a universe using those, and you molded those into that. Well, this is the part of it that like this is the flower type shit. You can't keep your roots without you got to find somewhere to put your flower. It's like so God is just like fuck am I supposed to do? Oh I got it. Make these motherfuckers contradict themselves all the time. That way, I never have to fucking deal with them. They'll just do everything I want them to do on their own, and they won't be aware of it. And the ones that are aware of it, I'll get to get my whatever I wanted, my intention, my fucking.
But I think like that would be crazy. That's probably a part of it.
Yeah, because it's like the unwanted child is what fucking society is. Because life is fucking beautiful and shit, but like the fact that we're always fucking like we look at each other and like, bro, I get mean mugged on the street just because I could fucking
Yeah.
looking down, and if I look up real quick, I have some motherfucker be like, hey yo, chill, bro, I'm just looking up. Like I
Yeah, I don't-
accidentally locked eyes with you. I'm not.
Yeah,
staring at you.
I don't walk and look down no more. I don't know how. I walk with my head straight
I
forward.
just do that shit
bro.
at work because I don't like looking at people at
Yeah.
work.
And I catch eye contact with everybody. I just give them the what's up and keep pushing.
Yeah, but like. I
Yeah, but
swear
I'm
to-
old. You young.
the society being an unwanted child.
Yeah,
and
you
shit.
young though, so you gonna get that. What the fuck you
Fucking-
looking at? Like, nigga, I was just looking around.
The culture is like it's like, hey, this culture comes from like our interactions in society and all this bullshit, right? So it's like overall, the game that's being played isn't like put together well, but then these things happen where it's like, well, that over there, like at the in Mexico, that was like very unique to itself and shit. Well, now it becomes now they got their own culture and shit. Like it kind of like smooths out the society thing better, and it's not just all this crazy chaos that resulted accidentally. So it's like
Yeah.
it's slowly making its way to order, but it seems to be putting itself off course on purpose every time it gets really, really close.
Yeah, I'm about to have to. Well, y'all, if y'all ain't got the Discord, y'all got to get the Discord. Come to the Discord because these headphones is getting annoying right now. That's why shrooms is going up and up and up. I'm trying to go in the backyard and look in the sky.
Your thing, true.
Yeah, I'm a holler in a minute though, no doubt. Big chill.
It's 12:16.
Yeah, it's only 9:16 over here.
Damn.
It's still young and early. But I know I'm gonna have a fascinating one. I might have to take one more dosage. Just make it four. I know it's trying. It be doing that to you though. That shrooms, they'll take their time sometimes to kick in, but when they do, they be like, bruh. It just be dummy visuals with me. I don't know why every time. Like I cannot shake the visuals. So I just become them. I like kind of look at them. I don't never like flee away from them. It's like that's what I got to the point of even wanting to see when I dive in. I want to see the visuals. I want to become everything. I want to become Big Chill.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
But all right, YouTube. We're gonna holler next time, man. I'm gonna holler after it's done. I'll probably pop in and out. I'll pop in. Peace out,
Before
though.
you dip through, it just came to mind. Fucking anxiety is a side effect, and then fucking, you know how drugs have side effects and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's like well, people in this in ourselves, we're technically a drug, you know, like we're just chemicals. So
Yeah.
it's like the side effect of this, so the fact that society is a side effect, you know, you can kind of see the how it lines up because of the drugs. You know, it's like you can't take MDMA without the side effect. Like you cannot enjoy that experience without that side effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I looked at us like
Wait,
organisms. Like just some other